Well, good day to all of our internet friends, family, and following. Listen, we've got a very special update about what's happening in the cryptocurrency markets. We like to refer to this entire space as Digi, short for digital assets or digital currencies. And we're doing this particular training for those that are following NetQube, following Digi Millionaires. With all of our training, we'd like to start off with something that's nice and picturesque. So go on and soak in this beautiful estate here. All right, listen. So let's go on and get started because we've got some potentially very exciting things to share. Again, this is the type of training that you can expect on an ongoing basis with NetQube's Financial Research Pod. I'm the developer of a system that will be integrated with NetQube. It may already be integrated by the time you see this, if you're catching this on social media, called Digi Millionaires. Now, here's what I want to do is I want to go to the markets real quickly. What we have seen since January the 7th, 2018, is we have seen the markets come way down. The markets have gotten pummeled, absolutely pummeled. In December of 2017, Bitcoin reached an all-time high of just about, depending on where you were getting quotes from, just about $20,000 a Bitcoin. And you can see, and listen, you're never going to have to learn to read charts or any of that type of stuff. I do this stuff, and I'll train from it just so you have an understanding as you undertake it approach to the Digi markets. All right, so I want you to see the markets have come way down. And as a matter of fact, one of the value-added services that we will have as a part of Digi Millionaires is we will make what we refer to as sell and buy calls, meaning when we believe that the market is more likely to go down than up, we're going to make a sales call, just like one that was made around here, okay? And we'll teach you how to get out of the financial headwinds. We'll teach you how to move over to the sidelines, no panic selling, but to go from, let's say, Bitcoin to cash, so that when you have this financial hurricane, you're not getting beaten up, tossed to and fro. So what happened here is the market was at about 11,300 or so when this call would have been made. And then over a period of 8 days, the market went clear down to under 6,000. Then over the next, I believe this is 11 days, it bounced back up, went to 11,700. All right, only to come back down, only to go back up, only to go way down. Now, let me tell you what would have happened if you had taken advantage of this sales call here. You would have moved assets over to the sidelines. So you would have missed all of this queasiness here. Then we got a buy signal, I forget, somewhere around here at about 8,800, somewhere here, okay? So you would have come off the sidelines. You would have been able to buy Bitcoin back at a cheaper price than what you sold it for up here, which means that you would have added to your Bitcoin balance without adding new money to your account. Then when we had another sale right here, you would have sold out of Bitcoin, moved over to the sidelines, all right? Market went down, it proceeded to go back up, and then it got slammed again. And from this point here, where we issued our last sales call on February the 22nd, $10,200 range, we've seen the market get beaten down to about the $6,400 range. All right, so you would have sidestepped those wins. Now, here's what's been happening, and I actually did a video the other day, and unfortunately, for some reason, it didn't render correctly, and I don't know why. But in any event, I got up this morning about 4:15 in the morning or so, and the market had been sitting there at about 6,800 on Bitcoin. And now it's, as I'm recording this, it's 9:15, so about 5 hours later, and there's been a huge push up on Bitcoin. All right, now this is a potential positive development for those of you that have been holding on to Bitcoin and you've seen your value erode, or if you've been like some of our folks that have been following what we're doing, you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for a good buy signal. Now, we don't have a full buy signal yet, so I'm not calling a new buy signal for our Digi Millionaire audience. What I am saying is now we need to be a lot more attentive. So we have these areas that we've drawn, all these lines here we've drawn that represent areas of congestion where the market loves to deja vu. You're going to hear me say this over and over and over again. It loves to deja vu. It loves to retreat down to or go up to areas that it has visited before, hence the terminology deja vu. So for instance, you can see way back here, okay, way back here in October of 2017, there was a period of congestion in this price range here, okay? All right, so as the market came down, look where it came down to. The same periods of congestion, we've seen it over here in the October, part of November of 2017. We saw it when the market hit its low of just under 6,000 back in let's see, was this this was in February of 2018, okay? And we've seen this area of congestion now for several days. Now, you know, Bitcoin moves a lot faster than the U.S. stock market or the foreign exchange market. And so I'll be honest with you, the fact that she's just kind of hung out here for several days, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks. Each one of these candles represents a trading day. The red candle is the market was down that day. The blue candle, the market was up that day. Okay. We've not really seen this where the market, not for a while, where the market has hung out in this narrow of a range in quite some time. Now, normally what will happen is in this period of consolidation. All right, think of it like having a soda can. All right, so you've got a can of soda, a can of Coke, a can of Pepsi, and you shake it, you shake it, you shake it, you shake it. What happens once you open up that can? An explosion, okay? Well, that's what tends to happen when there is a period of consolidation in the markets, okay? Now, in this case, what has happened potentially is the markets have gotten beaten down so much. There's been a lot of bad news about regarding Bitcoin. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. This is nothing we haven't seen before. Okay, Bitcoin's been around since 2009. People start, actively engaging in it in 2010. From 2010 to 2017, we've only seen 1 year where Bitcoin actually lost ground. Only 1 year. Every year has been a positive year in terms of from January 1 to December 31st of that particular year. Only 1 year, 2014, I believe it was, that Bitcoin was down. All right, so when you have a period of congestion or a period, I should say, of consolidation where prices aren't really moving much. Now, in Bitcoin terms, I'm saying it's not really moving much. If this was in the stock market, this would be huge moves. Even here, for instance, this was the low of the day was 6,700. The high was 7,100. So it's a 400-point swing, $400 swing, in a day. And I'm saying that that's not much of a movement on Bitcoin. That's funny. But here's what we've seen now. All right. So this had been showing as a level of resistance. Notice right here, the market came up to that level and then it bounced back down. Right here, the market came up. We did a recording on this. We said, hey, the market's up above this level of resistance, but we needed to hold above it. We needed to hold above about the $7,200 range. Next day, boom, the market came down. We then said, hey, if she comes down, she could go down as low as 6,000. Well, it looks like she has found support, a floor in about the $6,500 range. And then she went up. And look right here, the perfect example, she hit this level of resistance. So in order to get any type of momentum, what we need to see is we need to see the market to go up and close above this line, above this resistance line, okay? And what we've shared with our audience is, well, if she does that, there's going to be two other areas of potential resistance. This line right here that we've drawn that represents a downtrend line. Don't worry about all that kind of stuff. All right, you're never going to have to be a chartist. I just want you to understand it as you undertake it, okay? And this is what we do. All right, this is what we'll teach you, so at least you have a better understanding so that you have more confidence in developing your own Digi portfolio. By the way, you're not going to have to day trade with what we teach. By the way, you're never going to have to send your hard-earned assets to a third party like those crooks from Gladiator Coin and US High Tech. Yeah, I'm calling their names out. And BitConnect. No, none of that crap. Okay, none of that crap. You're going to have 100% control, 100% ownership of your Digi portfolio. Okay? All right, so now, real quickly, what do we want to see? As you can see, these lines are very important because she pierced through this downtrend part of resistance. She pierced through this line of resistance, but she's come back. This wick here is showing us the height that she's had during this trading day. But right now, she's right here. Okay? All right, so she's at the $7,600 or so level. All right, so what we want to see is we want to see her close the trading day above the $7,600 level. Now, she may or may not. All right, what we definitely don't want to see is, for those who want to come off the sidelines and get back into the game, or for those of you that are holding Bitcoin, what we don't want to see is for her to lose ground and ultimately close below this line, which would be at just under 7,200. So what we're hoping for this trading day is that she's going to stay at least above 7,200. Now, she's had a nice big move already today, going from a low of 6,700 to a high of 8,000, a $1,300 swing. Right now, she's at 6,700. So she's come off quite a bit from her highs. All right. I'm not going to be bothered if she comes down further and closes lower today, but I do want to see her stay above 7,200. I do want to see her stay above 7,200. Okay. If she can close higher than this downtrend line, at least, that would be a significant development. So I'm preparing this particular video. Let me show you some other things that is cause for optimism. All right, so I'm going to go to coinmarketcap.com and let's refresh the screen to get the most up-to-date pricing on coinmarketcap.com. So bear with us. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Now, here are some other positive developments, is looking at some of these assets over the last 7 days. So Bitcoin is actually up over the last 7 days, 12%. Now, much of that is because of today's increase. But let me tell you what I'm liking about what I'm seeing. All right. We're not calling anything to come off the sidelines yet. That call could maybe perhaps come as early as our Digi Lab that we're going to have on tonight as I'm doing this recording. Now, if you're seeing this well after the fact, maybe there's a link somewhere where you can register for our for some of our trading webinars. Our Digi Labs are only for our paid subscribers, but in time you'll learn how you can become a paid subscriber through NetQube. Really quick. we are integrating our system, our training system, and I promise you it's not even close. We are the premier trading education platform in this Digi space. Not even close. And I've got the $2,000 subscriptions to this cryptocurrency newsletter and a $2,500 subscription to that one and another $2,000 or $2,200 to that one, all told about $1,200 a month when you break it out on a monthly basis in various tools, resources, subscriptions, primarily about this Digi space. And I promise you, there's nothing out there that I've seen that even comes close to what we're teaching our folks to help them develop their own Digi portfolios that they own, that they control, where they're not giving up their hard-earned assets to those thieves over there at Gladio Coin, to those, I won't use an expletive because that's not the type of language I use, but if you use an expletive, go on and put one in there for the USI tech thieves, for the BitConnect scammers. All right, no, you're going to own and control your own portfolio. All right, real quickly, some very important developments. We called, by the way, a sales call on Ethereum back on February 21st, one day before we called it on Bitcoin. Ethereum was $834. We moved over to the sidelines. Excuse me. So we have avoided over $500 of value decline because Ethereum dipped under 400. But you can see she's had a really good last few days. She was under $400 just a few days ago, 21% on the last 7 days. Ripple, 11%. EOS, this is very impressive, 53% over the last 7 days. Cardano, 32%. She was just at 14 cents 2 days ago. All right, that's a huge return. Now, she's got a long way to go. All of these assets have a long way to go to get back to their highs. But we haven't seen this across the board over a 7-day period increase in a couple of months. Now, will the market hold on to these gains? We don't know. All right. But we're going to definitely be paying attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum because they lead the rest of the market. So, again, I just wanted to show you Verge, 52%. Ontology, which I think is a fairly new asset. Don't think it's been on the market all that long. Let's see. Steam's been around for a while, 41%. Okay, over the last 7 days. Let's see here if anything else jumps out at me. Decred jumps out, 32% over the. So we've got some positive developments. We are not yet off of the sidelines. That could be changing. That could be changing as early as our Digi Lab that we'll have on tonight for our existing Digi subscribers. Another one, Golem. I love some Golem, up 50%. All right, Golem was about 19 cents 2 or 3 days ago. So these are some massive moves. We could be seeing a turn in the markets. We could be seeing a turn in the market, in which case you definitely want to follow us very intimately. All right. So what are we wanting to see today? And I'll give you some price points for you to be looking at. All right. What we don't want to see is the market close beneath 7,200. That would signal that we could have a fallout. If the market went way up to 8,000 and then it closed below 7,200, that would not be good. Unless you're like some of our folks, like yours truly, that's sitting on the sidelines, in which case, we were wanting Bitcoin to burn, baby, burn. Go to Hades. Why? Because the further down she goes, then the lower the price of our buy back in. Meaning when we move over to the sidelines, we're selling Bitcoin. Not panic selling, moving over to the sidelines. All right. And the last time we did this was Bitcoin was going for 10,200. So, if Bitcoin went down to 4,000, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. All right. If I sold it at 10,000, it goes down to 4,000. I get a new buy signal at 6. Shoot. Well, we just sidestepped a major correction, and we would have been able to increase our overall Bitcoin holdings without adding new funds to our account. Nobody is teaching that. Nobody. Except Digi Millionaires. All right. So we wanted to stay above 7,200. Please don't go below 7,200 for those who want the markets to go up. Okay. We'd love to see it close above the $7,700 level, which is right about where this downtrend line has been serving as some resistance. You can see up here, you see that downtrend line up here? That was resistance up here. You see that? Okay. And what would be the best scenario is if Bitcoin can close above, let's say, 7,900. This line is at 7,855. So if you were going to, without having to know charts, if you were going to CoinMarketCap and you saw Bitcoin was trading at 7,900 or above, that's a good thing. Doesn't mean that we're ready to get back into the markets just yet. Just means that things, if they continue, would be shaping up for a potential buy call or buy signal in the coming days. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. If you are not yet a part of Digi Millionaires, that opportunity is going to be coming up soon as Digi Millionaires integrates inside of NetQube. So if you're following NetQube, but you're not in Digi Millionaires, just keep following closely. If you're seeing this on social media, maybe let's say like YouTube or what have you, subscribe to the channel where you're seeing this, like the video, leave some sterling comments, and follow intimately until that integration into NetQube is completed. And then you'll be able to become a Digi Millionaires member and attend our Digi Labs, where we will assist you in developing your own, that you 100% control and own your own Digi portfolio to ultimately get you to Digi, my gosh, millionaire status. See you on our next training.